Southern migration's done, I've tried all that I could to keep myself in check, but did I try enough? The situation's rough, my colleagues look away with faces ever disapproving of my actions. They don't know, how could they? I've always been the type to dish it out and never diagnose myself with what I need when I've been neglecting the one I'm told I'm supposed to love the most, but it don't feel that way to me. I think I know. I can't explain the way I feel. My mind's not real enough to trust. I think I've had it up to here. Was it the legs I saw but never had the chance to touch? I haven't missed another quite this much in all my life. Is that so?
So Nice and Blue is my project. That's like all my writing and all of my music and stuff like that. And of course Dane, my brother, and Daniel, who plays drums, they also contribute in their own ways. But I started that, I don't know, it's been maybe like half a year, I want to say. Just because, like you mentioned, I am a part of a couple different projects where I play drums, and I just felt like I wasn't like fulfilled in like an artistic sense.
Okay.
So I wanted more of that, because drums just kind of feels like dancing to me. Like I can just go out there and be free, but then my own stuff is a lot more, like I said, like artistically fulfilling. But yeah, I'm a part of League 2. I play drums in League 2, formerly known as Present Company, and then also Nothing to Do.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that because, I mean, like the drummer, although like there's still a lot of like passion in it, you're kind of like stuck in the back a little bit.
Yeah,
You're not, the biggest part is you're not singing. And like, I
right.
feel like when you're singing, you're really letting it out more.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's critical.
yeah. I mean, I know people who you can tell they're like meant to play drums. That's where they really like sing as an artist. Um, but yeah, matches that. Nothing quite matches like actually singing for me
Yeah.
personally. But yeah, not to knock any. Like I don't want to make it sound like drummers are just out there like thrashing around.
No, not at
Like
all.
it's totally its own thing. So
Yeah, they're out there working probably harder than I think the guitars in some ways,
yeah,
because every drummer's in like 4 bands.
that is how it goes. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's super hard to find drummers. Yeah, I got involved with a present company at the time through Craigslist, and Nothing to Do through Craigslist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yep. Um, I put out an ad after not playing music for a while because I had taken a break to focus on like school and what I was doing there. Um, yeah, so I put out an ad, just said I was looking for anyone to like jam or start a band with, and the first response that I got was from my friend Ross, who now we're in Nothing to Do together, him and I. And he said that he was trying to start a band, and but the thing that he included like right at the end was that he didn't play any instruments. So he so what we do is he makes tracks on his laptop, and he brings them to me, shows me like some drum ideas, and I add drums, and we just kind of rip. But
Oh, that's a cool workflow
yeah,
then.
and then through a mutual, uh, or actually he had the bass player from League Two playing with him for a couple practices, and then they scooped me up. So yeah, everyone wants drummers all the
Yeah.
time.
Everybody wants drummers. And then yeah, because Pullstring I think got their bassist from Craigslist.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what they said. Something from
yeah.
Craigslist. What?
Craigslist goes hard.
Yeah, I guess that's the technique, I guess. If you're
Uh-huh.
looking for people,
Yeah.
musicians, go to
Yep.
Craigslist. I would have never thought.
Yeah. Stay away from Marketplace though.
Okay.
Craigslist only.
All right, noted. Cool. I get on a slight tangent because when I ended up texting you, that was
Yeah.
because of the conversation with, Peter the night before.
Peter.
And how well do you know Peter? Vaguely.
What was that? How well do I know him?
Yeah.
Um, Not super well.
Yeah.
He was just like I didn't have a whole bunch of friends at St. Thomas, but he was one of the like he was one of the few who I got along with pretty well, and he was super nice, and we played ping pong together.
That's what I
So,
want to learn more about because I've heard
okay.
you're pretty good at ping
I'm
pong.
okay. Yeah.
Well, I heard you bring your own paddles.
Yeah. Is that like something I'm not supposed to be
I
doing?
don't know. It just seems a little. That seems a little professional. That seems a professional ping pong
Yeah.
player.
Well, kind of like I'm definitely an all-in type of person, so if I find something that I really enjoy or um I don't know, any opportunity to just learn about something and like get good at it, like I'm on it.
Yeah.
So that was always like video games for a while. I'd pick a different video game to like try and be the best at, and then when I got to school, I was on campus a lot of the time because I took the bus, so I couldn't like go back to anywhere in between classes. I'd just get there at like 8 a.m. and I was there all the way until, depending on the day, like 6. So
Yeah.
like a long day.
Yeah.
And then I would hang out in the ping pong room. So I
Nice.
was like, I might as well get good at this. So I just started watching a ton of YouTube videos. I'd play whoever was around, like good or bad,
Yeah.
and now I still play. Like I try and play at least once a week. The goal is to do twice, but there are different clubs all over the Twin Cities and stuff. And yeah, I probably have like 3 or 4 paddles that I that I'll like switch back and forth between. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
uh,
love that.
yeah, it's a blast. You should come.
Yeah. Yeah. Someday.
Yeah.
Are you still at UST?
No, I
Okay.
graduated in January of 22, I think, or 21.
Okay.
I don't know. I graduated like a semester early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a weird graduation time.
Yeah. Yep. I was over it. So I just switched my major to graduate a semester early because I really just didn't want to go anymore. It was
Yeah.
yeah.
What were you going for?
Um, I went for international business and then I minored in Japanese.
Oh, cool.
But I just switched my major to like general business management when I found out I could graduate early because I feel like the Japanese kind of implies like an international aspect anyways.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't want to be doing business at all, but that's how it worked out. But,
So, did you end up using that?
um, I mean, I the degree helped me find a job. Like I've been in a job for like a year.
Okay.
I'm not using any Japanese, but it's like in the business
Yeah.
world, I guess.
Yeah. So
So,
you're in a job relating to your degree.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess Japanese for me was like my that was when I started learning Japanese and going in on that. That's when I kind of took a step back from music. Um, so now that music is back and such an important part and something I'm really trying to make my job eventually, I don't really do Japanese anymore.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah. I guess in kind of some ways you're swapping kind of one art form for another.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, it is an art to learn a
yeah,
language.
yeah. They're both forms of like they're both like language to me, or like communication. To me, it feels like all art is like a form of communication, and like all communication is art. It's kind of like it's like a beautiful little philosophy
Yeah.
that I have. It's yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I can almost like tell that from your music that
Hmm.
that's how you feel.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like you have like a lot of passion and like a lot of connection to what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's scary.
Yeah.
I've thought about um, uh, I guess doing the opposite of that, like making sure that the music I make is not too personal because it's so vulnerable, and when someone doesn't like it or it doesn't resonate with someone, then it feels like, oh, that person doesn't like me, or like they don't resonate with me and what I'm about. But um, I think that's just part of life and part of what
Yeah.
art is. Like some people are gonna like it and some people aren't. But
Yeah, I think in the end, it's almost like comedy. The best jokes are true.
mm,
The best music is true. Like the
mm,
best, yeah, you'll connect the most to it.
hmm
I don't know. I almost get the same thing, even with just my content. Like
yeah,
maybe it's
yeah,
just a reel, but when my friends are shit posting comments on it, it's a little
yeah,
rude.
yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to not take it personal. And
hmm
in some ways, you can almost tell when you see the artist perform whether like they have sort of like I guess like an anxiety about it.
Yeah,
I mean, I think with you at the start, you were a little worried, but
yeah.
then you close your eyes and
That's what I have to do.
it was over from there. You were
Yeah,
like going hard. It was
yeah.
amazing.
It's terrifying. Yeah, every time I get up there, I just can't breathe, basically, for the beginning. And then, yeah, at a certain point, I just have to close my eyes and trust in what we've been practicing and trust in myself. But it's hard. It is really hard.
Yeah. I just remember like, stepping back in there. I had a cup of hot cocoa, I had a camera,
Yeah.
and like that was the first time I was taking pictures as well.
Yeah, and thank you for those, by the way.
You're welcome.
Those are the only pictures anyone's ever taken of us. So,
Oh, perfect. All right,
yeah.
cool, cool. Yeah, I'll gladly if you guys do it, like let me know about other shows and I can
Sure.
show up and do that again.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Yeah,
pay you.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah.
Finally.
Makes
All
more
right.
sense that way.
Yeah, normally I just kind of do it for free
Yeah.
because I can network there, but I
Right.
love getting paid too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah, man, you deserve it. You do a lot of stuff, it seems like. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, all of this is currently free, and I don't have a job.
I know.
We're cutting down to the end of the savings here,
hmm
so
Yeah, like when you reached out to me for this, I was like, how much am I gonna have to pay you? But before I could even ask, you're like, yeah, it's free. It's on me. I'm like, oh, I mean, why would anyone not do this? So,
yeah, yeah. Well, the podcast is always going to be free because
yeah,
I'm reaching out because I want to talk to you.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I guess that's a good point.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's a good way to the business mind in me is working. That's how you get the sale. Like you give something away for free,
Yeah.
and then you can start. These are some other options that we can do. But
It's really nice because sometimes, like, I guess in probably the last two podcasts, like the interview, not the interviewee. Are you the interviewee?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm the interviewer.
yeah.
The interviewee will bring up like, "Oh, what services do you offer?"
Mhm.
And then I get a whole elevator pitch
Yeah, yeah,
in each of my podcast
yeah, yeah. You want to
episodes.
hit it now?
I'm good on this
Okay,
one.
okay.
I'll
All
do
right.
another one in the future.
All
But
right. I'll bring it up later, and then just be like really subtle about it.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
give you like a wink or something.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it is. It is like we're getting down to the end of it here, as far as just me being able to do this full time.
Yeah,
And although like earlier we were talking, and I was kind of unsure of what I really do,
yeah.
like what I did with my day today, even
hmm
like it really is a full time job. Like I wake up, I shower, I eat breakfast while I start editing, while I start. Like a lot of it is also filling out like the website. I wear
Mhm.
every single hat. I am the only
Mm.
person doing this.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Okay, I was gonna say because to me that sounds awesome.
It
Like
sounds
having,
awesome.
yeah,
You just need to get paid for it
yeah.
at some point.
hmm
But yeah, like I make all the merchandise. Like I make the website. I update the website. I run the socials.
Mm.
I network with people. I contact people. I
Yeah.
reach out.
You got business cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I do the accounting and everything
Mm.
too. I gotta have a
Oh my
ledger.
God,
I gotta set all that up.
that's awesome. Did you go to? Are you in school or like?
Yeah, I graduated from Dunwoody last May
Okay,
with a degree in graphic design.
okay, cool.
And then I worked for like till October for this one company. I worked really hard, like 60-hour work weeks, like really hard, tons of overtime.
Doing what?
So basically, I was just on the production floor. We produced, or they produced like large format fabric there. So like giant banners and stuff is what we were making.
Cool. Okay.
So I was running like laser cutters, and I was running like these crazy cool printers,
Yeah.
routing machines, all this stuff. So they slowly trained me on each individual machine, with a promise that by the end of it, I will, get into the design department.
Uh-huh.
A week before that happens, when I'm going to start training,
Mm.
they hire another designer.
Awesome.
And then, like, 2 days later, lay me off. So, the nice part about that is because I worked so hard, I got some nice savings.
Mm.
So, since October, I've been unemployed. That's not bad to make it this far.
No.
And I can make it through January. But I have to have at least... See, okay, everybody needs to know this. All it takes, because my rent is $600.
Oh, that's so nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
All I need is about $1,000 a month, $12K a year, and I can live and do this full time.
That's crazy.
That's all I need.
Well, how long can you be here in this place?
As long as I want.
Really?
Yeah, the landlord's really chill. My
Okay.
roommate's been here like 15 years.
Holy
So,
yeah.
I know, and he barely has anything in the apartment. It's
I know.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't like take anyone back here, but
Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't take much, everyone, and I really do love, like, I don't know, I'm not really a content creator for myself. I'm a content creator for the community.
Mm.
I'm going out there and taking pictures and getting videos and editing it all so that you guys get more shows, that you
Yeah.
guys get, a bit farther out there and get seen more.
Mm.
None of it really benefits me.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
And I mean, it only needs to benefit me in the way of, a K a month. That's all it needs to do. And I'm content with that.
You're thinking long term.
Yeah.
Building a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I went to school for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me more about... So, okay, all that passion's got to come from somewhere.
Mm.
That's what I was wondering. Because I guess you want to just go over, like... Because you got the 3 songs. I mostly listen to God and Legs.
Uh-huh.
You want to go into a little more detail? I like God a lot.
You want to know about my love life? Is that what you're asking?
Why not? I mean, we can get... The internet can know about it if you want.
I won't talk too much about that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... Because I don't want to do too much of like a genius lyrics thing where I break down the lines, but
yeah,
I think I'll just talk about maybe the way that I write the songs.
That'll work.
Like how they come about. Okay. Yeah, just let me like think for a second.
Yeah, take your time.
Like where I can even start. Or how I can even make it sound like a process, because it's really not that much of one. Like it's just like it goes directly from me experiencing something in life. It's either like one big experience or a buildup of experiences or something like that. And then just feeling like I should say something about it. And that's when I'll just sit down with like an acoustic guitar usually and hammer out some like a chord progression that kind of like feels like how I'm feeling. And then I'll just keep playing that, record myself saying some words, and then come back to it later. Or sometimes I'll sit down and I'll just be playing and the words will just flow out like line after line, and it's just the most beautiful feeling thing ever. But yeah, they all just come from experience. I try to make them as like authentic as I can, despite how scary that is. We were talking about being vulnerable and choosing whether to like pull back when you're making art, or to save yourself some of that, or how authentic you should really be. But that's really all it is, and then I'll bring it to Dane and Daniel and see what they want to do with it too, because I trust both of them as musicians. They're both super, super good. But it's the big dilemma that I have a lot of the time, is, I mean, I said when I experience something and I feel like I have to say something about it. Because sometimes I think, like, what do I have a right to speak about? And am I really someone who has anything to like add to this conversation? And are my experiences unique and worth like broadcasting at a larger scale, you know? So I'll go through times where I should just say making songs and sharing them is almost like a is like therapy. It's kind of saying the things and talking about the things that are too difficult or a little awkward or I don't know, too much of a an issue to be talking about with someone like one on one or in a group setting or something like that. So I feel like I just have to write about it and sing about it and stuff. But most of the time I try and solve things like that with, talking about it with someone else. So
Well, I think it's almost even like a joke in
mm,
comedy where
mm,
it's an indirect way to address the situation,
sure.
but
Yeah.
just through a different means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's why you see like comics have like super messed up lives. They're always super troubled. They don't know how to deal with their personal lives, and musicians you see that too with drug abuse and stuff like that. So I'm kind of afraid of the day where I fix my life enough where I don't have to be making music anymore. But um, I don't know. It's just it's always changing. It's hard to give you like a good answer, and I'm rambling all over the place because
That's okay.
I think about it differently all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's a cool thing and it's so inexplicable. But I hope I'm making like some sort of sense.
I think that made
I'm just
sense.
like dancing around and
Yeah.
whatever. But
I mean, that's what we do here is, you get to ramble for an hour
yeah,
or two.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. Because, what is it you said?
lots of things.
Yeah, you said a
Too
lot
many,
there.
too many.
I guess I'm kind of wondering, how do I phrase this? I don't know. Specifically, like the song. No, shit. I don't know. That's a unique fear to like fear that one day you won't be making music anymore. Don't you? I feel like you mentioned that somewhere in one of your songs,
Hmm.
or somehow you mentioned something.
Hmm.
And you mentioned a lot about the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Future, past,
Yeah,
present.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the chorus to God.
Yeah.
Like that one's really good.
Yeah. I really like that one too. It's super fun to go crazy on.
Yeah,
Um, I just have to make sure like when we play that live, I don't like put it at the beginning because then I can't follow it up with anything else.
yeah. I mean, yeah. See, they both kind of get the rest of them do get kind of upbeat a little bit, but not
Uh,
nearly as much as God.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
we don't have a ton of songs, but we're working on it. But it's kind of like what I said, if I don't feel the need to write, I'm not gonna force it. So I have like some chord progressions and like bones to songs, but there's just nothing I want to say right now. So they're
Yeah,
probably not gonna get any words for a while. But
yeah,
we've
yeah.
got
So like how musicians like they're similar to comics and like how they have kind of screwed up lives a lot of the time.
mm,
And like how is it we were describing? How is it you said it?
what
Because I'm trying to get to my point is that like musicians, although like they have the most like I don't know, it's something, but they feel the most.
mm,
Like they're not the best at talking about it. Same
mm,
with comics, but they
mm,
feel the most. They
mm,
feel more than the people that do talk about it
mm,
sometimes.
mm,
That's the interesting part.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's different types of musicians, like or different types of artists.
What do you
Because
think?
um I think there are artists who like focus more on the craft or that's a bad word. The
Skill.
Yeah, like the skill and like the technical aspect of things. Um, and that's what they kind of get their rocks off on. And then there are people who really like pour out the feeling in there, and that's kind of what carries the music. Um, and I think being the latter is kind of what lends itself to having issues, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I guess because you probably, when you're getting really good at like the instrument, you get a lot of confidence from that.
yeah,
But when you're kind of doing it, because again, like you said about you're doing it because you want to say something, you have to be vulnerable
hmm,
in the latter.
yeah, yeah,
You don't have to be vulnerable when you're really good and just
right,
getting better every
yeah,
day.
yeah, true, yeah. What was I gonna say? Something stupid.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
I know that happens a lot where suddenly it's just gone on the podcast. But
yeah. I feel like I had something like, oh, this is what I was gonna say. I feel like there are certain types of people who are just straight up super creative. Like they have to be making things and sharing them like at all times. Like um, people who are gifted like in the musical sense, the like visually artistic sense, and whatever. And I'm like not one of those people. You know, like I'll have my moments where like it comes out, and that's like what my songs are. But I don't feel that need to be constantly like I don't know, presenting that stuff. Um, because I know so many, and I admire and I wish that I was um, like these people that do that just constantly. Like they build up like my friend Ross with in the band Nothing to Do that I
okay,
play in. He has all these crazy ideas of like the visuals that he wants for everything, the way that he thinks we should like conduct ourselves on stage, and the music, of course, and just so many super cool ideas of a full project. And I'm not gifted in that way, I don't think, because Nice and Blue is very much just like I have things that I want to say and I like put them into songs, and however it looks visually or however I present them or we present them is just going to be like what it is. Um,
yeah,
or like you have all these different like avenues that you're in, and you probably feel that need to just like be doing things like that, and you've got all the different gifts, and you're putting them all out there at all times. And yeah, I wish I was more like that and I had like that artistic drive, but
it's okay. I think um I think in your case you get to be a lot more connected to it. I'm still
mm,
really connected to kind of all the different things I do, but
sure.
I'm constantly distracted by it.
Mm.
Because one thing, something with the website, and then I have to deal with something
But
else,
like
someone
that
else.
is you, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So it's not like a distraction. You're just like being yourself.
yeah. That's a good
Like
point.
what you're all those stuff, all those things that you're putting out there and like connecting to, that's just like part of who you are. Like, and that's so cool to me.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the difference. So how do you see yourself different? I guess you're focused on, I guess like the music's number one,
Mm,
just that, and like getting the emotion out there. Yeah, okay. And then the creativity comes second, or not the creativity. Sorry, the like more the design side of things is kind of what
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's just not where my head goes.
Yeah,
I don't have much of a design brain, so yeah, it's mostly just like saying the things that I feel weird saying in like conversations with people close to me, you know.
okay. Yeah, because I guess that's a tough one when it's somebody close to you. You don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable telling. Then
Yeah.
who the hell do you
Yeah,
tell?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. The world.
yeah. Hey, I like that.
But yeah, people who I'm close to or used to be close to, sometimes I that's the way that I write. People who were in my life but aren't anymore. It's like I have all these things that I wish I could tell them or uh, ask them about or apologize for, and that's what the music becomes sometimes too.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a point I'm hoping to get with with music too.
Mm,
I'm not very good at the keyboard, although there's three of them in this room.
yeah.
I'm not that great at it, but as I'm getting better, I feel more like I got a lot of things to say still
Mm,
about experiences and things that have happened that I want to get out there at some point. I just want to do it. I want to do it in a way that's indirect,
mm,
not just talking about it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, whether it's comedy or it's music.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, that's a good point. Like there is a pleasure in like beating around the bush a little bit or making your words into more than just words.
Yeah, it's almost well at that point you're getting poetic. Like
Yeah.
that's poetry.
Yeah.
It's just kind of beating around the bush of what you actually
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
and trying really hard to make it difficult
Yeah,
for
yeah,
people
yeah.
to figure out what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I like to do. So,
Yeah, it's
or that's what I
definitely
try to do. I am I didn't used to be like that. I used to be like more on the technical side of things. Um, and that's why I said why I mentioned there were kind of two types of musicians because I feel like I used to be that other one and I would get good at something on the drums or guitar and then like I just want to present that like hey, look what I got good at. But now it's the opposite. I'm like dialing back my guitar playing and dialing back the complexity of songs just so it can focus on the message of it more.
I wonder if that's similar with a lot of different crafts, not even just like artistic things, but even think of I guess this is a little wild concept, but an electrical engineer.
Hmm.
Like you slowly learn better and better like what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
because like you're learning more and more, but eventually it's like I want to make my own thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I want to make something that like I can show,
Mm.
was
Mm-hmm.
specifically me.
Mm-hmm.
That I took all these things I learned and made it into something
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm. And just playing with it, you know,
Sure.
having fun.
Sure.
Yeah. This is a good one. You're gonna be. By the way, yours is being released on Sunday, so you're the lead up to Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Merry Christmas.
I think that's very fitting.
Mm.
I think that'll be. I don't know. I feel like you're a good episode to watch with the family. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying not to swear too much.
Oh, good.
So I don't think I've sworn yet.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm pretty bad about that.
I haven't heard you swear.
Yeah, I don't think so tonight.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. We're doing good so far.
I can feel myself rambling and I'm getting mad at myself for doing it. So
That's the whole reason we're here is to
yeah.
ramble.
Yeah. But I'm glad. Yeah, we need to when I watch these interviews with people and the question goes to like what's your songwriting process like? Whenever I hear that question, I'm just like skip because that's what people like to ramble about, and I guess I'm a victim of that too because I just
Yeah.
freaking did. But
Yeah. I like to have it. I like to have everything very unscripted, just so
yeah,
that we can talk about whatever,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. What else do you want to ask me about?
Well, I don't. I mean, you're good at ping pong. I guess
Yeah.
we can drive away from the music a little bit. What else besides music?
Um, I'm good at like every video game that I play.
Yeah. Okay.
Big
Yeah.
video game
Give me a
guy.
list here.
Um, well, my first good video game ever was Pokemon. Um, but then since then, I mean, Call of Duty was the first one that I played like competitively, doing like tournaments and stuff, like game battles online and
Well,
UMG and whatever. But um, yeah, Call of Duty, and then I've started playing uh, a little more on PC. So I played like Counter Strike and a little bit of Smite. I never got into League, but I have some friends who did. Um, Always been really into FIFA, love FIFA, and then like single player games. I love all those too. Like Skyrim is probably top three games of all time. Do you play games at all or not really?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not really on the. See, you're playing a lot more of the multiplayer competitive ones.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just playing fun stuff, single player,
Okay.
or like difficult. I like difficult too.
Okay. So you're like a Souls type guy?
Yeah, I like the Souls series,
Yeah.
and then what I really like is like Metroidvanias.
Okay.
So like like 2D kind of platformers that are
Yeah.
like Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Love Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Been waiting 5 years or whatever for the sequel.
Is there gonna be a sequel?
Yeah, well, yeah, supposed to be like
Okay.
3 years ago. So,
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I had a couple people really trying to get me to play Hollow Knight for a long time, but like I'm just like I'm not into those kinds of games. The what do you call them? Metroid,
yeah,
whatever.
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just oh yeah, 'cause like Metroid, Castlevania, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's where it started.
Yeah.
With those two.
Yeah. I've not been into those, but
I also like dungeon crawlers.
okay.
So like Binding of Isaac or like
Uh-huh.
Into the Gungeon.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yep.
one.
Seth from League 2, that's one of his favorite games. Into the Gungeon.
Oh god,
Mhm.
man, they're all really good. They're just
Yeah.
really fun because like you can play them with people,
Mhm.
do multiplayer, and they're
Mhm.
just quick little rounds.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Dane, my brother, the bass player, he's he plays Smash Bros competitively.
okay.
So like he goes to tournaments around the cities, and I'm like pretty decent too because he used to. I mean, we would practice together, like just one on one, constantly getting so mad and like we. I'm the oldest of three siblings, and I'm not like violent. I never beat up on them or anything like that, but playing Smash Bros with Dane, like I think I was like I probably hit him a couple times, and like I would never do that, but yeah, that was a crazy time during COVID too. So
Yeah. Locked inside, going crazy.
yeah, I wish he was here right now. We could have talked about that. That would have been funny, but
Yeah.
he's only 17, and I didn't want him driving like 45 minutes to St. Paul.
Oh wow.
I don't trust him to
Yeah.
not hurt himself or
Yeah, that would have been a journey for him.
yeah.
Yeah, how far, like, did you have to go that far to get here?
That is how far I came today because that's like where I work, like
Okay.
Plymouth, Maple Grove area.
Okay.
But my house is in Como, Minneapolis. So
Nice.
I went home first I bought a guitar today,
Oh.
and I didn't want it sitting in the car, so I dropped it off at home.
Good
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
I mean, my neighborhood's pretty good, but,
Mm.
either way,
Yeah.
better safe than
Well,
sorry.
more for the weather, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, cold, I guess that'll affect anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, it's ruined bowling is another hobby that I
Oh,
got super into for a while.
oh, yeah.
I got a couple bowling balls ruined from leaving them out in the car. So,
You're into a whole bunch of stuff.
yeah, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm kind of on the same route. Although I'm different in the way of like, I'll try so many things and get like moderately good at them. Some of them really good at them.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's more that I'm not good yet, but I know that, I got a good ground in a lot of different things.
Sure.
So I can build on it more later.
Yeah.
Whereas you, it's like all in.
Yeah.
You're going into
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think that is a difference. I don't know, because from my perspective, in some ways it feels like I'm not good at anything because I have like a base knowledge of so much
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, just okay at everything, but
Yeah.
Yep.
But although I guess in the past couple months I've realized actually I'm getting pretty good at a lot of the things.
well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been nice.
Yeah, you seem like a very like long-term guy, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. That tracks with your personality. It's like building a base and just getting better and better, and then I'm just like up and down and up and down.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I don't know, I've had a weird life too, and like up until maybe like November, really until I started doing this,
Mm-hmm.
like there was just, like once I started doing this, something changed. Alex went from like not really enjoying life a lot, like for some reason it just wasn't easy. It just wasn't easy. And I think because like my whole life I was never doing what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be involved in, or who I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess like even in the way of music, like when I was in high school and everything, everyone's listening to rap. Like I grew up with all that and 808s and stuff, and like you go to every party and it's Kanye. And then like but I always had like a little bit of like Green Day or like Avenged Sevenfold and all these other bands.
Sure.
Basically, every time I was on the aux, nobody wanted me on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Get them off.
And it wasn't just the aux. I think it was like a lot of things that I wanted to do. None of my friends ever wanted to do.
Mm,
And now that I've met all these crazy cool people,
yeah.
it's like I know who I am now.
Yeah.
And I've found a community that is like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here.
It's growing up, man.
Yeah.
Once you can, like, once you decide what community you're going to be a part of, because I feel like growing up, you're stuck with where you are for the most part.
Yeah.
But
Which is nice because at least you have it. I think what really happened was like when you're growing up, you have a community, and then like college, you have a community as well.
Mhm.
And then I graduated college and I went off to work. Work's not really a great community at all. So I was kind of just lost for
Lots
a
of
long
people
time.
make it one, though.
Yeah,
Lots of people make work their community.
mine just wasn't. Mine was earbuds for 8 hours a day,
Yeah.
which got me into a lot of podcasts, which
Mm.
led here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I work was just not a good community, and I wasn't finding any other community either. I was just kind of lost for a while, but then found you guys. You guys found me.
Yeah.
Look at us.
That's good. Look at us.
Yeah, us isn't everybody. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking to the whole
Yeah.
community.
Look
here.
at us.
Yeah.
They're like hot ones.
Yeah. Dude, I do want to do like one day, once I have like enough base content where it's focused on the subject,
Yeah.
it's focused on music and all
Yeah.
that. I want to just drop like a YouTube short or whatever where it's, those power washing videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that,
Yeah.
where it's just like, hey guys, today this lady, I asked this lady if I could, clean up her lawn.
Oh, just like out of nowhere.
Yeah, just like out of nowhere. And it's like, what? Or like a Hot Ones episode,
Yeah.
basically, or just something. I also want to like, once I have enough footage from all of these, I want to put it into an AI video generator and just fuck around with that.
Okay, yeah.
I got a lot of ideas over
Yeah, you
here.
do. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You got that like idea brain that constantly going.
That's a really good point. Like
I don't
even
think
today.
about stuff like that. I don't think about that at all.
Yeah.
I got the most boring mind ever. Just focus on what's going on right in front of me at all times.
I mean, that's useful. That's got to be useful. Does it? I mean, you sleep well? Because I don't.
I sleep amazing.
I don't, because I'm constantly thinking before bed. Like it's hours before
Maybe
bed.
that's why. I mean, I think. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah, I sleep like a baby. Although it doesn't really make sense because babies don't sleep well. But yeah, I sleep too much. Like movies, I'm falling asleep right away.
Wow.
All of the partners that I've been with get mad at me because like oh, let's watch a movie, and I'm just like out right away. I don't know, but I love it. I love sleeping. I get up early. I'm a morning person too. I can't stand sleeping in. It just feels like the days is wasting away. So.
Yeah, I was like that at my last job. I was getting up at 6, and then that wasn't like I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it was really like it was almost fun to do that. But now I'm up till 2 a.m. and I'm up at 10 in the morning.
It's fun when you have something to look forward to. Like a job that you don't like is not something to look forward to, and that makes it really hard to get up at 6. At least that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because I love getting up at 6 like on weekends, because then I can do whatever I want for the whole day. Hate getting up at 6 when I have work. But
yeah, you're right there. I do like getting up early on the weekends, because it's like I don't know. It almost feels like you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like at least it does to me.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you got kind of that routine, so naturally you get up on the weekends at an early time and you go watch cartoons at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
When the hell am I doing that now? Never.
Always. I sound like that.
Yeah,
I never see it. I haven't changed. That's still how I am. Like every Saturday, I get up early, I make breakfast, and I go play ping pong. Like it gives me that like solid thing to look forward to every single week. So. And I feel like it's so good. Like, it's so healthy.
I'm laughing because it's impressive.
I don't know about that. But I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I think it's, so good to have an activity that you just really enjoy, whether it's ping pong or you run or you just exercise or you anything that's not so artistic because that stuff can get exhausting. Like I wasn't doing ping pong for a while and I was trying to do music all the time, but I feel like when you're doing something that's just so personal at all times or something that is your passion or what you want to do with your life, there's so much pressure all the time. But if you can have something to get away and take your mind off of what like really matters, I think it's great.
Yeah, something like just completely unrelated
Yeah.
to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Unrelated to work, unrelated to like your passion. It's
Yeah.
just fun,
Yeah.
you know?
Fun or like that you can just get some people aren't like this, but that you can get competitive about. Like I'll go to ping pong and I'll just be like pissed off because I played really bad, but it's nice to get pissed off about something that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
I also think like that consistency of doing something you enjoy at least once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really
And
good.
I always tell people that too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't feel like I have the authority to like broadcast my opinions about a lot of different things, but like that's one hill I'll die on is like have an activity like once a week that you can just look forward to.
Yeah.
If everything else is going horrible.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at this point, I know. I mean, for a long time, I've gone to my parents every Sunday. They don't live too far, so
Yeah.
I just go visit them.
Yeah.
And, have dinner, talk,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's also helpful because I can store some stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but now as well, I have house shows every single weekend to look
Nice.
forward to.
Yeah.
Every weekend, there's another show that I get to look forward to going
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So even if the week's shitty or like sadly the My Buddy Eric video, I didn't get it out on time at all.
Were they mad?
No, not at all. They didn't care. Obviously nobody cared. It's my second video,
Yeah.
but I didn't get it out on time. And then I also wasn't able to run all the different AI enhancement that I do to like enhance the video and enhance the audio specifically.
Interesting.
The audio that comes from this, not that great. We're really we are picking up the entire room.
Sure.
Especially with these mics, like this side is pointing towards you.
Yeah,
it's getting everything over there too. But after I run AI through it, it sounds great.
That's crazy.
And I'm just trying to I need to get that done so that the Spotify version sounds better. Because more people are starting to listen on Spotify now than even the YouTube, which is crazy. So I just got to get everything. The goal with your episode is that it hopefully comes out perfect. Like I can have it perfect because today's Wednesday.
Sure.
You're coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
We've got some good time here. I can really because the AI stuff took me I did end up doing it anyway, just so that the clip sounded good and all that when I made that later.
Yeah.
But it took 4 hours where I basically clicked the button and then walked away and then kept checking on it and God, it took forever. So, and I had some issues with my cat and unplugging the router. So it was just hell. But either way, hopefully your episode comes out perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I make a lot of mouth noises, so we'll see.
Even when it doesn't. But again, with my buddy Eric, that was a little bit of a letdown just because of that. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
I loved doing that.
Yeah.
They were great guys. But I was just let down by not getting it perfect in time. And then, but either way, I've got the next show to look forward to. I was looking forward to seeing you today now. So it was just good you just got to keep going with it.
Yep.
Even if there's something you don't like and you didn't do it perfectly, move on to the next one.
It's so tough, man.
Yeah.
That's what I have to tell myself too.
Yeah.
Because we just released our live performance from the Astor Cafe because the guy who does sound there, you can pay a certain amount and then he'll give you all the audio files from it. And my friend Henry, who sings and writes in Mineral Man, was nice enough to take a video too. So we just released that whole thing, but I'm just listening to it. I'm like, this is horrible. I don't want anyone to hear this and whatever. But that's just what you got to do, I think. Is just keep releasing stuff. It's not going to be perfect. But as long as you feel like it's you, then I think you should do it. Yeah.
I think one thing my brother told me, so everybody in my family is a small business owner in some way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It was well, I realized that once I started this, I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. And I just ended
Yeah.
up in the same spot all of
Yeah.
them did.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, suddenly you're starting a business. But
Yeah.
my mom's a hypnotist, my dad's a farmer, and then my brother owns a 360 photography company.
Okay.
So well, my brother's got like it's more of a company.
Uh,
In his case, it's a little bit bigger than the other two. But what he basically told me is like quality can always improve. Focus 100% on the platform and like building a community,
hmm.
and your quality can always get better.
Hmm.
Like even if you're recording shitty, even if some of my posts they didn't come out great, especially with pull string, which
Hmm.
I'm really sorry about. It just
It's too late to apologize now.
I know they're gonna. I hope to get them back on in a year because
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
like they got the first like episode which looked
Yeah.
shitty, and then everything, all the reels look wrong, and they don't look
Yeah.
consistent at
You
all.
sound like Sean Evans talking about Hot Ones, like when they used to their wings used to be bad, like they were
Yeah.
cold and
Oh.
soggy and whatever. And then I've seen him on episodes apologize to people who come back and
Yeah.
stuff. It's
Well, that's the thing is, no matter what you're starting, quality can always improve. Just
mm,
start it and start getting people involved in it,
yeah,
and that's how you're gonna grow, and that's how you're gonna be able to one day afford to improve
yeah,
quality,
yeah,
or just that's how you're going to figure out more of just your workflow to make it
hmm,
run smoother, and just get more people involved and keep doing it.
yeah,
Focus on that.
yeah.
Yeah. Where did that ramble start?
Who knows, man?
I don't know at all.
Who knows? We're just riffing.
Yep. That's the joy of this. All right, so you started with playing piano,
Hmm.
and then you transitioned to drums from there.
Yeah, I did piano for probably like 6 or 7 years,
Oh, nice.
and then, well, I always wanted to play the drums. Like from the beginning, that was my goal. But my parents wanted me to do a bunch of piano first, and I always hated piano so much, and now I wish I could play the piano. But yeah, started doing drums. I think in like seventh grade. I was taking lessons, lessons in the sense like I'd come in and be like, "Hey, can you show me how to play this song?" And then you'd show me, but I didn't learn any like theory or anything like that or
Okay.
whatever. Um, and I would play drums, and my teacher would play the guitar, and then I just thought that looked really cool. So then I learned guitar too, and when you learn guitar, you learn the bass without actually learning the bass. So I can play bass, I guess, too. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess I've always liked singing too, uh, since forever. So
So where did the skills of piano
um, geez, man, that's a good question.
go?
I don't know.
They just faded
I mean,
away.
I can still if there's a song I want to learn, I can look up a YouTube tutorial and be fine, you know.
Okay.
Um, and I can read sheet music, but it's not. I can't sight read really well. It would take me a while to get good at that. But yeah, I don't have a piano in my house anymore either. Um,
So
yeah, I don't know.
do you know music theory like now?
What about like?
I don't
Because I know like some.
know. Okay, I know nothing. That's my problem is that
Oh,
my hands can do it, but I have no clue what's happening.
okay, okay.
And that's, I mean, if you want to get a
I
little
have
into
a
that,
clue.
all
Like I have a
right.
clue of what's happening sometimes.
Give me your rough understanding of music theory.
Okay.
And we can both be
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah.
clueless.
Jeez. I mean, you want me to start with like history?
Whatever you want.
Music,
I know
music
nothing.
history? I don't know. Well, I would say for you, um, are you trying to like write stuff or are you trying to
I don't know. I want to eventually be able to play like the keyboard with people because
uh-huh.
I've seen maybe two people playing keyboard in bands,
Sure.
and there could be more. There could be more. I could be involved,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
especially with like even with like bars and stuff too. You could play keyboard at a bar.
Yeah. I would just say for every note that there is, just learn how to play the major and the minor chord of it. And you're pretty you're set, I guess. Like that's all I knew how to do for a long time. And
Okay.
then stuff just starts to make sense. And I would say learn that and then learn how to play songs that you like. And then you'll just find chords that make sense with each other. Because yeah, I don't think about it too much. And when I'm writing, I don't think of like, okay, I'm on a G. Like, what's another chord that's like in the key of G that I can switch to? Like, that's not how my brain works. But also, I also couldn't just start jamming with people randomly on the keys either. So if that's what you're trying to do, maybe don't listen to me.
Yeah. Well,
Drums, I can do that,
yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah. Well, from what I'm starting to like, or from what I understand, like what I know is that so I learned this one song. It's called "The People Can't Stop Chilling." It's on piano,
okay,
and then I basically took that and I believe the scale and just like just play the same notes but however I want. So it's the same scale but just playing whatever I want using
mm,
the same notes.
mm.
I think I'm right with what I'm saying there, right? The terminology is all right.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
I'm following.
Good.
You're doing great.
I'm new to this.
Hmm.
Thank you. Um, yeah, that's kind of like all I understand. But from what I'm kind of getting is that I should learn kind of just the scale of the song, and then I can figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll know. I'm decent. I'm getting better with rhythm just from going to more music and being around it,
Uh,
and just bobbing my head more, getting
yeah, yeah,
involved. That's helping me be more rhythmic. But metronome, that's gonna happen. Um,
yeah, yeah. If you're jamming with people, yeah, you just gotta know what key they're in, I guess. You gotta know what that means.
yeah.
So I think, yeah, if you, I think there's a way. It's like whole, half, whole, half. Like if you're looking at a keyboard, like you do a whole step, half step, whole, half, and that goes
Okay.
with like any key if you're trying to figure it out. Um,
Okay.
and then the minor chords are always like the two and the three and the six or something like that.
Okay.
And that's like with whatever key you play in, it's gonna be like that. Unless you're playing with some like whack jazz musicians, and
Yeah.
then you're in a different league that I've never
Yeah.
been in. My brother's kind of like that though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout him out one more time and say that he was uh he was in the Minnesota State Jazz Band this this and last year, and they only choose one bassist in the whole state to do that in high school, and he's that guy.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, he was a good bassist. Like that whole night, actually, just bassists, like
yeah,
basically four godly bassists all
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because there was actually a good point. I guess Alyssa was just Alyssa. Is that right?
yeah. I mean, she plays baseball.
Probably. But then Lawn Chair Dad, that was really a
Yeah,
really good
Les
bassist.
Claypool.
What?
Les Claypool,
Isn't
the
that
bassist from Primus.
oh,
That's what he plays like. He plays like the
oh,
Primus bass guy.
nice?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't even know that. Maybe he'll get that reference when he listens to
he will.
this. Um, and then yeah, you guys, and then Field Trip, all great,
Hmm.
all really good
Hmm.
bassists. I mean, Field Trip, two bassists,
Yeah,
so that's fancy.
you should have Louis on here and talk to Louis.
Louis from Field Trip.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I got a.
I'd love I'd love to be on here with Louis.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you guys are very similar as
yeah.
far as I think even when I first or when I met Louis, I was confused on which one was it you or was it?
Yeah, we're brothers, man. Brothers from another mother for sure.
Well, you guys are both guys where there's some people when I meet them, I almost like I get this like vibe from them that there's like they're disinterested
Uh,
completely,
uh,
but just kind of just how you are kind of seems like that in a way because I'm giving an elevator pitch to you. You know,
yeah.
based on just your personality, it doesn't feel from the business side very like receptive,
Uh,
but then it works out like now you're here.
oh, so you're saying I wasn't very receptive when you
It's
were.
what it seems like, but I know it's
Uh,
not the truth. And
uh.
it's kind of the same with Louis.
Well, then I need to work on that
Yeah.
because I don't want you to feel that way. Then I feel bad.
It's okay.
I
Well,
think, well, at the time, I had no idea who you were.
Yeah, well,
And then
that's the whole thing.
whenever someone comes up to me and they want to get involved with what I'm doing, I'm going to be a little hesitant.
Yeah,
I'm like, why do you like me?
yeah,
Because I haven't been around that long. I haven't been sharing my stuff, so the thought that someone would hear my music and want to do a podcast with me, even though like I'm basically a nobody, is
yeah.
pretty like unfathomable. So
Okay,
so that's probably why I was a little,
probably.
not as receptive.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
But yeah, I think there is a fear in the music industry as far as just like people taking advantage of your
yeah,
art.
yeah,
Mm. That's also why this is free. It's not
yeah,
like people are paying me to do this.
yeah. Well, I thought it was one of those situations like where someone is getting like a small band or a small artist to, pay money for the hopes of getting bigger or whatever. But that's not what this feels like, especially because it's
Yeah.
free. So,
The whole point, I guess this is kind of my elevator pitch time, but the whole, thank you. Um, the whole point with kind of what I'm doing, so like with the merchandise store too, is the act of like the merchandise store. How that works is it's called press by order, which basically means that you send me your logo, I throw it on a sweatshirt or whatever, and then I make the sweatshirt or whatever when they order it. So when an order comes in, so there's no stock, there's nothing just sitting around, and it's also free. All you gotta do is send me the thing, and then we just split the profits in the end. I'm trying to make everything free to start, basically. Like, not to start. I want the bands to have all these free opportunities so that they can get involved, that they can grow. Basically, I'm almost like doing all the advertising and all that for bands so that they don't have to do it. I take part of the management side away, in a way. But my whole hope with it is not like I want you to pay me so that I can help you blow up. It's more like you get to sell products through me, and then if you blow up, we both blow up now. That's the whole point of it. Is I'm not trying to bank off of, oh, it's a little bit. I'm not trying to bank off of people's success. It's more like we're trying to do this together. That's the whole point. We're trying to do it
yeah.
together. I'm not some like guy that just needs more money. It's like if you blow up, I blow up, and it's an equal win.
Yeah. Well,
You
and
know?
what you're doing is something that like only you can do too, right? Like you're bringing something to the table. You coordinating all of these things and making things and building your brand is something that like I don't do. I'm not good at. And that's what I was talking about. I don't really have that. I don't have that. I don't have that dog in me.
Yeah.
So like that's where someone like you comes in for people like me.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And I know there's a huge need for it because so many bands like they don't like doing the management. They just want to make music.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands like they can manage reaching out to people on their own. They don't need a manager for that part.
Yeah.
But as far as like figuring out how you're going to produce and ship and sell merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
the shipping's a big part that even from Pull String, they hate that.
Mm.
You have to manage like orders, and if the order doesn't show up and all that stuff, that's what I do instead. You don't have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I'm trying to make it, I know there's a huge need for it, and I'm trying to make it easy to apply for and sign up for. And just like, I want it to be like equal. I want it to be, this is also something that they can, you can leave at any time. You don't have to be a part of like the merchandise forever or
Sure.
whatever portion of it.
Sure.
And it's also why like I do, as of right now, and well, I guess until you pay me, I do photography and video all for free, but the part I charge for is all the editing because that takes me a decent amount of time.
Sure.
Especially because like the My Buddy Eric episode, that was about 2 hours of recording, and it's always like take the amount of time it takes to record and double it for editing, if not more. So then it was like 4 hours in my room, and then like about 3 hours of like AI enhancement. But again, I didn't get all the way through it. And then like an hour and a half upload time. Like that was a whole 8 hours to get that 2 hour episode out, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's not perfect. The end of it is actually 20 minutes of blank audio. That because I fucked up and left a clip in there.
Okay.
There's no audio to the clip, so it's just
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah. Are you gonna cut out parts that are boring of you and I talking?
Not really.
No.
I don't think I'll cut out anything.
Okay.
It's normally the conversation's pretty good. Um, I think just with my buddy Eric, there's like one or two things, especially sometimes the band actually tells or accidentally says something that's coming up, like a promotion that they haven't
Oh,
promoted yet.
oh.
And I'm like, your episode's coming out Monday, way before you're going to promote this thing.
Mhm.
So maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
either that or, everybody always makes like a Big Al sex joke or something that I have to cut out. But other than that, we're good.
Yeah, we haven't had any of those yet.
Yeah, this has probably been the cleanest, the most family friendly
Good.
episode
Yeah.
so far.
You'll just have to when you're going over the editing and I start rambling, you'll have to like cut away to like Subway Surfers or something.
Yeah.
Just think of someone.
All right, I'll do that if you want it. Dude, should I have that be like one of the clips? Like one of the Instagram reels is like you talking about
No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, actually.
Like, you know how you talk? Like,
that would be so offensive.
it's you talking really slow and Subway Surfers below it. Can I please?
No, I wouldn't.
All right, fine.
If it's something stupid like me talking about ping pong.
Okay.
But if you did that over me talking about my feelings, then that would be unforgivable.
You would never be back. You would never
No,
come on another
no.
episode again.
I wouldn't give you a wink for an elevator pitch ever again.
That's gonna be really funny. I'm excited to make that edit.
Yeah.
Berin with Subway Surfers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How long did these go? I don't even know how long it's been.
It's as long as you want. I mean, you got here around 5. We're probably about an hour in so far.
Okay.
So, I mean, was it my buddy Eric? We went about 2 hours.
Damn.
So it was 2 hours 7.
I guess if Dane was here or Daniel, they'd probably have stuff of their own to talk about too. But yeah, because you're just stuck with me. I've only got so much in my head that I can share.
Only so much.
Yeah.
Well,
but I don't know if you have any other questions. I'm more than happy to answer them. If you want to know about my politics and religion, we can hit on that stuff.
I normally don't do that one.
Oh no,
no, I don't. Do that. If you see, here's the thing: is that this is what I tell people: is that you are allowed to represent yourself however you want. So if you want to go over it, go over it. I'm not going to say anything I believe as well. No. Well, maybe we'll see. Fuck it, start.
No, I'm not going to. No, I just want to hear you.
Oh no.
I want to be after the hour mark. That's when I can interview you and you can start telling me about politics and religion.
Not that one, but I mean you can. Actually, so Linus and like Linus Mold. Do you know those bands at all? Love Scare, Shop Vac. All right, they're more like not a shoegaze, but they're, I don't know. It's a little more noisy. It's not.
I will say like the names ring a bell.
Yeah.
I just haven't like heard them. I'm not like I don't go to a lot of shows because I'm not. Like I said, I'm kind of like a morning person. I'm not real involved at like parties. I'm not good at like doing that type of stuff. So that's what lots of these like house shows and whatever. That's what they feel like. I just feel like out of my element a little bit. So, but I dig the music though, and if people recommend bands or I see a band kind of popping up, then I'll listen on Spotify and add them to a playlist. But yeah.
Yeah, you should have been at Como Backdoor Saturday. There was like Killed by Kiwis and like Rosie.
Yeah. Yep, I know them.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I've played shows with both of them. I really like those two.
Those are the shows I think you enjoy. I don't think you'd really fit as well at Linus and all that. That is noise, and it's meant to be noise. Okay. It's wild mosh pits, like dangerous mosh pits. Mm-hmm. I don't think you fit in as well, but I think maybe one day.
I like listening.
Yeah.
Because I've been to some of I like bands that go hard too, but when I go to their shows, I'm always sad because like I just want to watch.
Yeah.
And but I don't know. I'm just lame like that. I'm
Yeah.
just a lame morning person.
I felt that way for a while. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You're not lame. You're cooler. You're doing something that most of the population does not do anymore, or at least our age doesn't do.
What?
Get
Yeah.
up early.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point with that is that that night it was 7 people and 4 bands.
Hmm.
So basically what they do is like in the first set, the first band is like this guy's on guitar, this guy's on drums, this guy's on bass or whatever. And then they just rotate. Or like somebody
Wow.
subs in. It's crazy. Like some of them played the entire 4 like sets because they're in all 4 bands that night.
What bands?
Linus, Mold, Shop Vac, and Love Scare.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I have heard of a few of those.
But it's actually, in total, it's 9 members. I only saw 7 that night, but in total, it's 9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided, because I don't know who's in who, so I texted all of them at once, all 4 bands at once. And I was like, let's get you guys on an interview. And they were like, let's do all 9 of us. And I was like, okay, that's crazy, but we'll try it. And then they said, can we interview you? So as far as I understand, I have to see them again and then confirm this. But I might have 9 people interview me one day, and that will be a fun one to edit because I'm gonna edit that like it's a normal episode.
Yeah.
But then like somehow the narrative is gonna flip somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like so perfect for me to like make a joke, but we're family friendly.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Family friendly this episode.
Yeah.
Then I can click that button that says like, yes, this video is made for kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to click that. We're not made for kids, but kids can watch it.
Right.
On this video.
Right. We for League 2, we just played on like St. Cloud radio or the college radio or something like that. And we weren't allowed to swear at all. And if we did, they would pull us right away, and then we would get fined.
Yep.
Like, as a band, not the station, but we would. And that was one of the scariest experiences of my life. Like, having the pressure of not swearing is intense. Like, here, I'm trying my best not to swear, but I'm not scared. Like, if I do, it's whatever. But I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah. I think there's a few things that I've heard from the bands. That's probably the biggest one that they like about this more than they like about doing the radio.
They just like cursing up a storm.
Yeah, they can curse. They can smoke if they want to.
Okay.
Like, not cigarettes. See,
I wouldn't disrespect your house like that.
well, what happened was, so Pull String, they asked, they're like, people can smoke weed in here gladly. But as far as, he had a CBD cigarette, and I didn't realize that the filter was still like a cigarette filter. So it smelled like cigarette, and then halfway through my throat started to itch. And then the next day I was sick, and I was just like horrible. I had a fever and everything. Like, that triggered me getting sick. I don't know why. But, so yeah, I don't know.
So that's why you left that 20-minute clip at the end of their...
Oh, no, that was for like, my buddy Eric.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But that's why I was kind of... Because I was sick right before Thanksgiving. And then there was a whole... After Thanksgiving, I was still kind of out of it. There was a whole hiatus in kind of what I was doing here for about 2 weeks there. That wasn't intentional. It was just like sick, and then I didn't really have a good episode to put out. So I didn't have anything that week, and it was just kind of laying around for part of it. It started to get depressing. But then things started picking up again.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the bands enjoy just how relaxed it is. They like that a lot more.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Like, does the podcast itself have a name?
It's just all MisMatched.Socks.
Okay.
And that came from my mom.
Okay. Oh, cool. Is this where the interview of you starts?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. What does the name come from then?
Just like one day I was wearing 2 different socks. My mom was like, Alex, you always have mismatched socks on. And then later on I was So I went to one show with my friends because I wanted to get into house shows.
Yeah.
And then they didn't like it, so we left after like an hour or so.
Huh.
But the only band I talked to that night was Big Delicious.
Hmm.
They changed everything for me from there.
Hmm.
But like the next night, I went to Lighter Co. at Como Backdoor,
Hmm.
and that like I had the idea in my head of what I wanted to do with all this. I just didn't have a name. I didn't have an account. I didn't have anything. And then that was kind of the night where it all came together. It's like
Hmm.
after I went home and I had my notebook filled out with everybody's like name and what they needed from me, what services I could offer them. I got home and made the account and started following those people and getting it out there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know both of those bands. That's good. I've never seen Big Delicious, but a couple of my closest friends are super into them and what they're about. And I've played multiple shows with Lighter Co. and those guys are all fun too. And they're such good musicians. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll get them in. But as far as like when I was first talking to them, granted I was new. I was this, skinny little kid. I still am, but
Yeah.
I was, just this kid talking to these guys that are, that good.
Mm.
And like they basically said like we don't really do interviews. Maybe that'll change one day. Maybe they'll be interested in an interview, but I'm content with that. I love their music anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether they come on the show or not. I'm
Yeah.
still a supporter of Lighter Co.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a move for sure.
Yeah.
That's what Ross always said that too. Like he doesn't want to do an interview unless the project really starts like gaining traction or something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think why not? It's just talking, and I think it's people who have that broader idea of like the brand that they want to develop and the image that they want to have. Then they make choices like that. But and I totally respect that. And I think that's cool. Like when you can kind of like develop a persona and an image and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And I think but again, it doesn't really feel like an interview.
No,
not at all. Like that my whole kind of goal with this, and I've kind of seen other people, because I met some people the other night that are kind of getting into music interviews as well. It's just the people don't bands. I guess just people don't want to go to your interview where you obviously have an agenda. Like when they just like they don't. I don't know. You're not gonna make your people. You're not gonna make your interviews or your interviewees like comfortable. Thank you. You're not gonna make them comfortable when you clearly have an agenda. Because like I'm here to learn about you. I'm not here so that I say the right things and the right people so I can get the right clips to post out there.
Right. That's why I'm here.
You're here for the content. Well, that's the thing is that maybe some bands are coming on my show because they want to be here to say something and like they have their own agenda. That's fine.
Yeah.
But as the interviewer, you shouldn't ever. I think you should never have an agenda. I mean, I guess on TV, a lot of it's scripted. Like a lot of it is. There is an agenda. But I think just as an interviewer, and if you want to keep interviewing and getting more people involved, you just gotta let it run. Like, let the conversation flow to wherever it wants to be.
Sure.
I don't know how we got here, but I think that's...
Because I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm giving you advice on how to be an interviewer.
Yeah, you are.
This is a real, this has many layers right now.
Right, yeah. It's an onion.
Yeah.
Onions are beautiful. Do you have stomach problems?
Not really.
Do you have, headache problems?
Yeah. Do you?
Do you have back problems?
Not really.
Okay, so you're a headache guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both me and my dad.
I feel like everyone's like one of the three.
You're right.
Yeah, it's head, tummy, or back.
You're right. I mean, I guess that's... Yeah,
think about it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a tummy guy.
Okay.
Tummy problems are crazy.
One of those, yeah.
Yep.
You're not a bad interviewer. I like this. This is fun.
Talk about your head trauma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're supposed to say, can you tell me more about that?
No, we're going off
All right,
script.
fine. Yeah, good point. No script,
Yeah.
no agenda.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've kind of just always gotten them kind of randomly. My dad does too.
Are they like fierce, or are they just kind of like?
I mean, most of the time it's just kind of a dull one, but it's like the entire. Like, I'll wake up with it, I'll go to bed with it.
Damn.
Yeah, which sucks, because then my whole day is like pain.
Mm.
And I'm definitely more irritable on those days.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But I guess what helps with it is just like. Okay, so my dad also kind of has the same issue, and he says it's tied to the gene with good looks. It comes together.
That's what they say about like hot girl stomach issues. You know,
Okay.
like, and they say every hot girl has stomach issues or back problems.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we talk about just like hot people in general. Like, you got one of the three.
There we
So,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on. I interrupted.
That's all right.
I'm being
That's
being
right.
bad.
No, you're being a good interviewer. You're doing great.
Thank you.
But yeah, my dad, says that, and then he takes like vitamin B12 for it.
Okay.
I sometimes do as well. It more like prevents it from happening rather than cures like it during the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, I always kind of had them. I guess what really like the best way to prevent headaches in general is just, I mean, mostly sobriety for me.
Okay.
Like weed, nicotine, and alcohol. All of those are things where like you will have withdrawal like the withdrawal symptom could trigger a headache, and then that headache will be my entire fucking day.
Okay.
Or coffee as well. Dude, coffee for me, I'll have a coffee at 10 o'clock, okay?
Yeah.
I will be up until 4 a.m. I will feel that coffee until 4 a.m.
Oh.
I get 16 hours of work out of coffee.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's why I plan my coffee days, because I know the next day I'm going to be fucking exhausted.
Wow, because I'll drink one at like 5 and I'm fine. I still just fall asleep on time and stuff.
Dude, like I won't like the whole day. I won't like remember. Like I'll be so focused because of the coffee. I'll be so wired and just going that I'll like forget to eat, or like I'll just like, or I'll tell myself I'm gonna eat at 5 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock comes around and it's like, no, we can push it off till 5:30, and then suddenly it's 8 at night, and I'm like, I don't feel it though in my stomach because of the coffee. Dude, coffee is it is a super drug for me that I use very wisely.
Okay.
Very wisely.
Okay. It's calculated.
Yeah.
How do you like your coffee?
I go to the Caribou not far from me. There's this one girl there that likes me. So I have
Do you have
like
a girlfriend?
no.
Oh.
But like every coffee
Is
shop.
she cute?
What?
Is she cute?
Yes.
But okay, where's that going?
No, the whole point with it.
Wait, I want to talk about that.
Well, the whole point is that every good businessman has their coffee shop, mistress or their coffee shop girlfriend. She's mine. But not like actually girlfriend or anything, just the coffee shop equivalent to it.
Why?
You go there, you're mine. I don't know. I don't focus on. I don't know. Basically, like I have a.
I'm sad.
All right.
I just want that to be a thing.
Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for wanting me to find love, Berin.
I know. I mean. Sorry, what were you gonna say? I'm just.
Mr. Interviewer.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe the reason not. I don't know. There's a couple reasons that it's not like I'm not. It's not like I'm not interested in dating somebody again. I feel like I'm at a good point in my life to do that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just kind of I've shut myself down to the idea of pursuing it a lot. Where like somebody would have to make it pretty fucking obvious to me that they are interested. Somebody else has to show interest before I'm going to show interest in them. That's the whole point of it.
Sure.
I'm not.
You just said she liked you.
Well, she smiles and says like she.
Does she know your name?
I have a Snapchat. Shut up. But it wasn't for that reason. It is a very it's a long story, but the point being is like.
Wow, you have long stories together.
Either way, like I don't.
All right, I need a progress update, and
I'll let you know
eventually. Yeah.
But somebody would have to make it pretty obvious, and like, I don't know. I also like. Here's the thing. There's a little note. I don't know why I'm telling the world this. There's
Because I
a
asked.
what?
Because I asked.
Because you
And
asked.
because we care.
See how easy it is to be an interviewer? Like you have to
Yeah.
ask one question and then they just rant
Yeah.
for
Now it's your turn.
Yep.
Now we can put Subway servers over you talking about what you care about.
I'll take both those moments and put Subway servers below it. But yeah, all right. I'm telling the world this, but if you, as a side note, I've dated 4 people, I'd say, like actually dated them, not like just kind of short term stuff, but 4 people, and there is a 3 out of 4 chance that you or a close family member will pass away after we break up.
Don't say that.
Or during. Well, it's a 3 out of 4 chance, dude.
Oh.
Like, it's happened twice. I have 2 dead girlfriends, one of which I was with at the time. And then I've got my last ex, her sister died a month later.
Dude.
So, I mean, it's not... see, if we're in it, then just, like, we're not breaking up and nobody will die. That's the...
Oh, my God.
I don't know how to handle that. I don't know how to...
Well, I'm glad you can joke about it. That's good. That's a crazy experience. That's a horrible experience.
Yeah, both were pretty bad.
Dude, that's... When did that happen? How old were you?
The one that, like, died was, like, when I was with her. That was February 12th, 2019.
Wow.
So right before Valentine's Day, too.
And not long ago. That's...
Wait, February 12th, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I guess, like, my whole life, because growing up on a farm and all that,
Yeah.
I watched a lot of animals die. Like, I was
Sure.
13 and I watched a horse break its leg and freeze to death.
Oh.
Like, I am this child watching this 1,000-pound giant animal die, like, that easily.
Yeah.
Like, just that day, life was taken from it. So that's why, like, that's partially why I'm doing this now, is because I've realized from all the death I've seen in my life recently, I've finally realized this, is that could happen to me. Like, I could be driving home from a show, drunk driver T-boned me. Gone. So why would I spend a second not doing what I want to be doing? And if this is what I want to do right now, I'm going to do it. But if this one day becomes something I don't want to do and I want to do something else, I'm going to do that. Like, there's no point in living your life not doing what you want to do every day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can always, another thing that my buddy Eric brought up is just kind of the idea of maybe I can't do what I want because I don't have money for it. You just got to work with a purpose. Like, always work with a purpose and you'll still be happy. You might not be working what you want to do, but you're doing it to get to what you want to do. Just, I don't know. That's my philosophy with it now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very healthy and productive thing to take away from it. Such a tragic experience. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's very wise of you. And I think that's a good thing to learn at such a young age.
Oh yeah.
Too. And yeah, that might sound corny, but I think it's true. I think you're in a good spot, and yeah, man. But that's just, yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough to get through.
Because what would you have been, like 18, 19?
Oh no, that was. I got my license at 17, so I think she was driving, so like 16, 17. Or
Okay.
something.
Okay. How old are you now?
20.
20. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm 23.
Okay. I mean, it's a tough thing to go through, especially so young. That's the thing, is I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to affect my, like, future overall.
Well, do you talk about it often or not really?
Yeah, I think I've gone through it enough in my head. I think at this point it's more just, like, I'll text her updates, even though she's gone. Like, I'll let her know, you know, how things are going. Whether it's, like, good. You know, sometimes I'm texting her and I'm crying. Sometimes I text her and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of letting her know, like, what's going on.
Sure.
You know? Because I don't want her to, like, I guess when you care about somebody and they die, no matter who it is, you don't want to, you still kind of wish they were there, and you still you still want that feeling of them kind of watching and knowing. You know, you don't want to forget about them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Man. That's heavy. That's heavy stuff.
I'm glad that now everybody gets to know that one. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's been something. I don't know. A lot of my interactions with everybody now has been about business, and sometimes I need friends.
Yeah, everyone does.
Sometimes I just want to like chat and hang out. Like
Yeah.
not everything has to be about services or or even just the music or anything.
Mm-hmm. Is it hard to get out of that mode? Like I like kind of like that productive mentality. Do you have many breaks and things that you do that aren't affiliated with?
No.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well, that's
much.
what I'm saying about like ping
Yeah.
pong stuff, you know? Like it's good to have that like unrelated thing.
Yeah. Pretty much kind of everything I do is in some way related. I mean, even like that VHS recorder over there, like that I'm kind of doing for fun, but I'm trying to figure out how I could also work it in at some point.
Yeah.
Like do a podcast on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy idea, but maybe somebody will buy it,
Yeah.
Or I can give it to Patreon supporters.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, I definitely gotta find a little more. I guess it's
Just one thing, man.
it's not difficult. It's difficult for me to kind of get out of that productive mindset.
Yeah.
But
We're in America.
yeah, yeah. This
That's
is
what it's
what you're
about.
supposed to do.
Yeah. If you're not being productive, you're wasting space.
Yeah, but I think in conversation, I'll it starts very productive, but I will switch really quick when somebody starts asking questions about me.
Mm.
Because most of the time I'm asking people questions because I'm trying to get kind of to a point where I can offer them a service or something, or I can help them in some way, or it's just I want to learn more about them.
Yeah, yeah.
But people really like talking about themselves, and I get it. Like you want to keep going, even if it's not about business. Like they want to keep talking about themselves.
Mm.
They sometimes forget that maybe you should ask, like, what about you?
Yeah.
Like that's such a powerful phrase. It's just what about you?
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes the person know that like they're not just talking to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are actually interested back.
Yeah. Listening is so important.
Yeah.
Like active listening.
Yeah. And some people just sit there, zone out.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Listening is hard work. It's
Yeah.
like it's really hard work, but it's it feels like it's hard work in the same way that like exercise is hard work. Like you feel good after exercising. You feel good after really like intense active listening where you're trying to process what they say and asking follow-up questions and stuff like that. Like you know that you're making someone else feel like a person and like they matter, and just like when you're exercising and you get done, like you feel good, like you've done some self-improvement and whatever. So
Well,
that's why I don't that's why house shows and that scene and stuff, it's like hard for me because it feels like it's hard to do that type of thing. It's hard to like listen actively, and it's hard to connect with people like that. But I don't know. It's for some people, I think house shows they do the job of what like ping pong does for me. It is that time for them to go out and just like be passionate about something that they're not so I don't know, career focused on or whatever. But
definitely.
yeah, for someone like you where that kind of is your career, or hopefully your career, like what you aim to be, yeah, you could benefit from, having a cute little hobby like ping pong or something like that.
Yeah. I guess even like keyboard again, I mean, keyboard though, again, how I've played it up until this point is I've played it without learning anything. Like I just learned the one song and now like I'll just play it whenever I want to. It is kind of a little way to let go, kill 15 minutes, kill 45, whatever. But yeah, I need something really unrelated.
Yeah, something, and then you can find like a community to be a part of too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be beyond when you're doing that thing. Like I don't really talk to my ping pong friends like outside of when we're playing ping pong, but just and yeah, it just feels like I feel like a human being when I'm playing ping pong, because we talk about each other's lives and stuff. Like they feel like good friends to me, and I feel like they listen, and we we're all trying to improve at the same thing and being really intentional about what we're doing. Um, and you can connect with people so easily when you have something like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you got any final questions for me?
um, I mean, I could think of lots, but I don't know how long people want to listen to just a couple guys talking about nothing. But
Oh,
I don't know. I am hoping I represented my thoughts on my music well enough. Um, but I just said too many words, I think, when I was doing it. But hopefully it's decipherable to some extent.
I think it'll make sense.
Yeah, but if not, man, I encourage, I always want people to talk to me after shows, and um because I do, even though we're at shows, if I can tell like people are curious, I do want to engage like actively with them, and I do think people are interesting, genuinely. So, um, yeah, we have a show coming up at I don't know if it's ROK or if it's Relk or whatever
Yeah.
music lounge. I think it's the 23rd.
Okay.
And we might be opening.
Yeah, let me know about that here too, because I was hopefully gonna go to one tonight at that place.
But you got the 9 o'clocker.
Yeah, I got Big Delicious, everybody.
Well, they're
Get ready
cool.
for that.
They're cool, man.
Yeah.
I've never met them, but
Okay, so I'll write down. I'll keep an eye on your Instagram anyway. You'll probably post something
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Nice and blue, perfect. Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose that's all I got. And if you have any more questions for me, let me know. But
I guess just a little tangent is like, I think a lot of people go to shows and then they see the artists up there and all that, and they almost like they want to talk to them afterwards, but they feel like they're just kind of like they're not on the same level as the bands in a way. Like they're nervous to go talk to the bands, and it's like this is just a person. Like Nice and Blue, like you guys were incredibly impressive.
yeah.
It was incredibly great.
Oh, thanks.
If I wasn't in the industry I'm in, I probably would have been intimidated to talk to you in a way,
Sure.
because I would have been like, oh, they're too popular to talk to me and bother. No, they're all just people. These bands are people.
Yeah.
And like, especially a great example is that you will see people in the audience that then go on and play later on that you didn't even know that were in the band until then.
Yeah.
So I guess just like go talk to the artists. They want you to, as he said.
It can feel awkward, especially like I know with my music, like I get so like personal with the music, and the song that we like to close with, I'm like screaming at the end, so it feels weird. It can feel weird, I'm sure, talking after something like that happens, but yeah, man, I want to hear why people are at these shows, and I want to hear about, what they thought about what I'm doing and stuff. But yeah.
Don't be intimidated. Your artists,
No,
they do want to talk to you.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have met some amazing people, and people that I am so close with now because they came up and talked to me after shows. And that was for a few from Nothing to Do, a couple from formerly Present Company, now League Two, and now you after a Nice and Blue show. So yeah, you can really learn things from people just by asking them questions and listening well and whatever. So
that's what we did today.
That's what we did today. Look at us.
Yeah, look at us. All right, well, it was great having you on the podcast.
It was fun.
Yeah. Everybody knows the outro or whatever. You could just follow the Instagrams and all that.
You can do your little thing.
I don't bother anymore. Like,
no?
It's not worth my time. They've already made it to the episode, and that's all that matters.
True.
I'm trying to promote the episode. So.
Yeah, if they're still here after 2 hours.
Holy shit. Oh, no.
Then you don't need to promote anything.
Did I just swear right at the end?
Oh, you've sworn a bunch.
Oh, really?
Already, yeah. You've already destroyed the whole episode.
No longer family friendly. All right, well, peace, everybody.
Yeah, bye.